just finished watching SmackDown. The SmackDown was very interesting for this Friday. It kind of didn't have a lot on it. The SmackDown only had one big thing: Io Shirai versus Asuka for the women's title, and that ain't had a small finish. We'll get into that. Um, but other than that, we're gonna get into the rest of the SmackDown. John Cena comes back at the beginning of the show. We're gonna mention that they try to set up something for the with a match for the Bloodline, which was Jimmy and Solo versus um, Jimmy and Solo versus AJ and Cena, which I thought was a good idea, but then things happen at the end of the show, which kind of makes that a moot point. But we'll see if that carries on into Fastlane. Hopefully it does. But let's kick this show off. This show kicks off with Cena coming out. Cena cut the promo, basically just talking up the fans, talking up, Phoenix, where they were, Phoenix, Arizona, and he really kind of says, "I've done everything. Now I want a match," and he wants to fight tonight. And he's had a problem with the bloodline. So who else had a problem with the bloodline? AJ Styles. So Styles comes out. Styles says, "You really want to have this match? You really want to fight the bloodline? Okay, I'm in." Then Jimmy and Jay come out. They come out to chorus of blues. Jimmy with his new music and everything, and Jimmy and Solo come out, and they get on the apron, kind of look at each other. Don't really say anything. Jump off the apron and leave. Then we cut backstage because Cena and AJ are talking to Adam Pearce. Adam Pearce says, "You can have that match. I'm down for it, but I need to get some stuff past the bloodline. So might be a bit. So let me go talk to Paul Heyman." They're both like, "Why do we need to talk to Paul Heyman? He's not really involved in this." But we get that anyway. He talks to Paul Heyman. We see things happen. Overall, I love this. I think what they're trying to do with Cena being here for a while, give him something cool to do, give him something interesting to do. Then we have a match between the Street Profits versus the LWO of Santo Escobar and Rey Mysterio. This match was actually really fun. Basically, we had the LWO start off pretty quickly. The Street Profits get back on the front foot. LWO gets back on the front foot again. And Street Profits are picking things up. They hit they don't hit anything. We go to the outside. And as we're going to the outside, you see Ray get thrown to the outside. And Ford is attacking him, gets back in the ring. But as that's happening, Dawkins is distracting the ref. Lashley hits this choke slam onto the apron. Dawkins tries his powerbomb move, doesn't get it. Ray reverses into a roll-up for the 1-2-3. They lose. LWO wins. We're going to have that match between Santos and Ray next week for the U.S. title. But then backstage we get So backstage we get the Street Profits kind of looking kind of angry, looking kind of down, and Lashley says, "You have to give me back everything, and I won't be helping you anymore if you can't win out there. You can go back to catering and do nothing," which I think was a good story. It's kind of weird because Lashley was playing heel, but they've been faces for so long. It's so hard to do that. And most everybody liking us faces instead of heels, but we'll see how that goes. Other than that, it's been a good little match, fun. I can't really say enough good things about it. Then we get a recap of The Rock coming back on last week's SmackDown. They show all that off, and then not Grayson Waller, Austin Theory comes out, pretty much berates Cole on commentary. You can't hear anything. Kind of just like mouths off at Cole and the rest of the crew because he's mad. He's mad that they pretty much called him out in that video package and everything, and talking about everything. So that was really interesting. I like how they did that. And then as that's happening, he gets to go back to the locker room and everything, cool off. The Brawling Brutes come out for their match against the it's actually not the Brawling Brutes match. Yeah, it's the women's match next. But before that, We get Austin Theory and Grayson Waller backstage. They're like just having fun. And Theory tells Pierce, I didn't do anything. And he's like, you hijacked the show. Why'd you do that? And then the Brawling Brutes are like, we want a match. And then Pierce makes the match between the Brawling Brutes and Theory and Grayson Waller. But then after that, we also get a backstage segment with the Bloodline. And Jimmy says we'll be on the ring to sign the contract. But before that, before that, you see, before he goes in the locker room, you see Pierce talk to Heyman outside the locker room. But then he comes in the locker room, proves, he'll come in the locker room later. So you see him come out, talk to Paul Heyman. Can't hear anything, but this is like showing that it's happening. Then after that little segment, we have the match of the night. I think this women's match was amazing. So much fun. So interesting. So cool. I appreciate everything about it. Good back and forth. I can't explain everything that happened in this match. It was such good back and forth for the most of it. The only thing was, before the match starts, Charlotte comes out and sits on a chair. Bayley tries to get involved. Bayley puts a foot on the rope. Charlotte can't take it anymore. She punches Bayley, knocks her out. Dakota's just kind of standing there, can't do anything about it. Io hits the moonsault to retain for the 1-2-3. I would say go out of the way to watch the match. I thought the ending, I think the match was really good. The ending kind of made the match lackluster. Really don't think that should have been, really make sense. I don't really want to see Charlotte in the title picture anyway. But if she's going to be in the picture, make it make sense. And it hasn't really made sense for this point right now. Then we had a really weird, really interesting thing. So Paul Heyman and the rest of the Bloodline are in the Rock Room. Solo and Jimmy. Pierce comes in. He wants him to sign a contract for the match, and then Paul's like, we can have the match. We just can't tonight. So it's at Fastlane, and Paul's like, really, at Fastlane? And Jimmy's like, we'll be out there for the signing. Don't worry about it. So they leave. Cena goes, he leaves and talks to Cena and them, but we don't see that part. Then we get the Brawling Brutes versus Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. This match was kind of not really that good. Brawling Brutes lose to Theory and Waller from a little bit cheating from Waller and them. But then before that match, we get the Pretty Deli vignette of Elton Prince trying to get better and everything. So that was really fun, really cool. I appreciated that. Overall, this was fun. I really enjoyed how they did this. I think it was actually really well done. So then, after the Brawling Brutes match, we get Grayson Waller them winning. Then we have about 30 minutes left in the show. This pretty much for the main event segment. So we have Cena come out first for the contract signing. He comes out, sign the contract right away. AJ Styles will come out, but his music hits. And nobody comes out. We cut backstage. Solo and Jimmy are beating up on AJ. They knock AJ's road cases, do some stuff to him. Put him behind these road cases that are standing up. Throws them behind him. Solo's on top of this thing and does a splash through a couple tables to AJ and leave AJ laying. As that's happening, they walk back to the ring. They say, well, you can't have this match now. Cena, if you're such a tough guy, come out here and fight. Cena comes out. Cena beats up on Solo, gets in the ring, beats up on Jimmy a little bit, about to hit the 5-knuckle shuffle. Numbers game gets involved. So Jimmy and Solo beat up on Cena, keep beating up on Cena. They sign the contract, which will be kind of interesting. Who's going to be AJ's partner? Because AJ goes to the hospital in the ambulance. Meaning it's like, just make sure AJ's okay. Carl Anderson's like, he should never got involved in this. He should never got involved in this. So basically, we have two things of like, I'm wondering how they're going to do this. I don't really think it's going to be like, is AJ gonna come back in time for Fastlane, or is he gonna find another partner? I'm gonna think the latter. AJ's gonna find another partner, uh, but I don't think he's gonna find another. I think AJ's gonna come back, beat up on the bloodline. We're gonna have a match at Fastlane, like they had. But they leave Cena Lang with the contract on top of him, and that's how the show ends. Like I said, this SmackDown was kind of not great. It was okay. The only big things from the SmackDown, the women's title match was really good outside the ending. The Brawling Brutes match was really good. Street Profits match was good. They were good matches, but the story progression in this was not great. But overall, I would give this SmackDown a 4. I'll give about 3, so right in the middle. 3.5, somewhere right in the middle. It was not a great SmackDown, but it wasn't bad either. It's watchable. I did personally get bored partway through because a lot of things weren't really doing anything. So, but overall, love the SmackDown. Think it was a good show. Let me know what y'all think in the comments in the comments of the video when I put this up of what you thought of the SmackDown. I'll be back as of tomorrow to probably stream some more Mortal Kombat or some F1. I'm also planning on playing Lies of P, which is not going to be another game I'm going into. But I'll be also back for the SmackDown review next Friday. But also, I'm probably going to start doing Raw reviews because Raw's been really good lately. Raw's been really good. I've been loving Raw, so I'm going to start doing Raw reviews again and kind of getting back that. NXT's been kind of good, kind of bad, so I'm going to kind of wait for that. But Raw and SmackDown keep covering and pay-per-views and all that. But I do thank you for listening. Hope you did enjoy and hope you for next time. See you.